This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. The Keystone XL pipeline will come under scrutiny in a number of hearings before the South Dakota Water Management Board. A process is set for opponents to ask for more information from TC Energy Corporation, formerly named TransCanada. In a day-long hearing Wednesday, opponents testified that Indigenous people have been left out of the permitting process. Victoria Wicks reports.
Elizabeth Lone Eagle and her 3 children have been granted party status in water hearings, and now they can draw up interrogatories and ask for discovery. Lone Eagle lives on the Cheyenne River, one of the sources of water TC Energy plans to use for construction of worker camps, pumping stations, and the pipeline itself. Lone Eagle does not have an attorney. She testified by phone that Indigenous experts have not been consulted in environmental impact statements.
TransCanada claimed that they did a survey of these river areas and that there would be no significant impact, especially to cultural sites, but they provided no proof of this.
The Water Management Board agreed late last month to expand its permitting schedule in this case. Now another hearing will take place on July 16th and 17th in Pierre to further set guidelines for a final hearing. At that hearing, yet to be scheduled, the board will determine if TC Energy should be allowed to use water from the Cheyenne, White, and Bad rivers, as well as other water sources. I'm Victoria Wicks in Rapid City, South Dakota.
The Western Shoshone Nation is protesting efforts to restart nuclear waste operations at Yucca Mountain. As Suzanne Potter reports, tribal members began a walk in Nevada Monday with public events planned over the weekend.
Western Shoshone Council member Johnny Bob, who will lead the events, says the tribe takes a stand to protect Mother Earth every year on Mother's Day weekend.
Our Native people have been fighting this war for a long time. This is sacred land. This is Shoshone land.
Last year, the feds requested $150 million to revive the licensing process, but Congress did not appropriate the money. This year, they've requested almost $170 million. Colton Miller, a Western Shoshone protester, says even though the nuclear bomb tests took place decades ago, the effects still remain.
Radiation traces have been traced all the way to Indian Springs and Cactus Springs, 25 miles away. Not to mention there's an important aquifer.
The group Plan Action is arranging bus transportation so people from Las Vegas and Reno can get to the site in Mercury, where they can camp and take part in the events on Saturday. I'm Suzanne Potter.
Tribal leaders are again calling on President Trump to end his repeated use of Pocahontas as a jab at Senator Elizabeth Warren, saying it's a racial slur after a tweet Wednesday, which Democrats say delayed 2 bills for Indian country. Trump tweeted Republicans shouldn't vote for H.R. 312, a special interest casino bill backed by Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren. It is unfair and doesn't treat Native Americans equally. H.R. 312 reaffirms the Mashpee Wampanoag Tribe's reservation in Massachusetts. The House was prepared to consider the bill, along with a bill to update the Indian Reorganization Act. Democrats backed off on the bill, saying they need Republican support. Leaders of the United South and Eastern Tribes responded to the president's tweet, expressing outrage, saying Trump and his administration continue to show disrespect and disregard towards Indian country. A group of alumni at the Institute of American Indian Arts in Santa Fe is calling for an investigation and the resignation of one of the tribal college's staff members. The action from the IAIA Alumni Council comes after a student's allegation of sexual assault surfaced against the staff member whose name publicly in a letter to the school. Institute spokesman Eric Davis did not address the matter specifically, but in a statement said IAIA President Robert Martin takes the allegation seriously. In support of the student, fellow students are planning a sit-in and rally. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Koahnic Broadcast Corporation with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Support by PrairieEdge.com, where you can find a full selection of Pendleton products, traditional ledger art, beadwork, and quillwork, as well as a complete line of Native books, music, and movies in Rapid City or online at PrairieEdge.com. Wopila. Support by the Sisseton, Wahpeton, Oyate Tribes, Dakota Western Corporation, and SWO Plastics. Commercial strength trash bags from 3 to 65 gallons for industrial use by casinos, the IHS, and more. DakotaWesternCorp.com.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.